Welcome to this webinar series on V3 Discovery. As a reminder, the core of Discovery is really translating what the student currently does into variables that will help support competitive integrated employment. And we've organized those variables into the 4 C's. So no matter what step you're on, no matter what kind of information you're gathering, we're really trying to frame those into what does this tell us about the individual's interests and preferences that we've titled choices. What information have we gathered about the student's skills or abilities that could be contributions to a potential employer? What might be the conditions for employment? So really reframing barriers or reframing those challenges into conditions for employment. And who does the student know? Who do they hang out with? Who does the family hang out with that could be potential social capital to be able to use to make those connections to employment? We are now on step 2 in the process, interviews and surveys, and your Google folder will have the tools needed for this step. And as always, you can also use the visual organizer as you're gathering information. The second step then is your interviews and surveys. There are 3 surveys you can use. There's a short survey, there's a long, more detailed survey, which I would strongly recommend you do more as an interview. And then there's a peer survey, a survey that you would use to give to individuals who are the same age as the student that you're working with, the peers that are with them day in and day out. They have a very, and especially if you're accessing general education peers, have a very authentic and different view than adults often about what the student is able to do and what they would enjoy doing in terms of employment after school. To think about when you're looking at who to interview and who to survey is really going beyond who we typically interview parents, we typically interview staff, school staff, but going beyond that, looking at community members or church members that the student may know, extended family members. I'll tell you, grandparents are a great source of information. They really see their grandchild with a disability from a very different perspective than everyone else. And gathering information from those folks, siblings have learned some amazing strategies for helping their brother or sister with a disability be able to access, the world. And so it's very important to go beyond our typical people to do the interviews. That's where you're really going to get good discovery type information. Though this was a short recording, it certainly doesn't negate the importance of interviews and surveys and reaching well beyond what we typically do to gather information from individuals who know this person best. And so encourage you to take some time with this step and always be looking for opportunities to, maybe we should interview that person, or didn't realize they know that person. Let's interview them. Let's get them a survey. So take your time with this step. In addition to this step, you can also begin the observations as well, and that will be the next step in the process.